What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Palm City Chucks. We got more college ball for you. We're going to recap two playoff games. It's coming down to the end, folks. We're going to recap the two college games and then talk about the championship, man. It's here. It's craziness. It's all come to an end. And we were both incredibly wrong,
Yeah.
regardless of how it shakes out. Let's get into it. Let's start with the 5 seed Oregon Ducks taking on the 1 seed Indiana in a game in which our guest of last week, which if you haven't seen it, go check it out. Really fun episode. But we had Alex who took Oregon in this one. You as well took Oregon. I stuck with Windiana, and Windiana did win Deanna 56-22. How impressive is this team, dude? I'm wildly impressed. We talked about it. The long ass break between games in college certainly affecting teams. They're not getting wins. And Indiana picks up and they didn't miss a beat. They dominated this game. Absolutely dominated both sides of the ball. I'm so impressed. I just think this team is really well coached and they're phenomenal. And I mean, it's their chip to lose. They are the 1 seed. I mean, I feel like we almost should have expected this more. I expected a win here, but not like this. This was pure domination. Um, Made me feel good about shitting on Oregon in our last episode, though,
Yeah.
because they did not show up ready to go. But I think it's more about just how damn good this Indiana team is, and I don't really know why or how. Like, I don't think they were crazy active in the transfer portal, like active enough. I mean, Big Ten school, but it's remarkable the success they've had this year, and even last year was very successful as well.
It's extremely hard to comprehend. First thing I'll say is Kurt Signetti is a wizard. He
He
might be
is,
the
man.
best coach in college football. I think I might be ready to say that already. He
Yeah,
is absurd. The guy just knows what he's doing. So kind of cool. He started his career at IUP as well, kind of close to where we're from.
yeah,
Pretty cool. And Indiana University of Pennsylvania ends up at
yeah.
Indiana Big Ten school. So kind of just a little fun fact there. But he's an absolute wizard because I mean, you said it. This Indiana team, it doesn't have a lot of 5 stars. I don't know if it has any 5 stars. It doesn't have a
Yeah,
lot of
probably
four
not.
stars. I don't. I think it has dealt single-digit 4 stars on the entire roster, and the rest are like twos and threes. He brought a lot of his JMU team to this Indiana team, and they are rolling everybody. I
Yeah.
mean, we're getting to the point where I need to eat my words here soon. I mean, I'll be honest. We are getting to the point where I absolutely need to eat my words and give this Indiana team its credit. There's a lot of comparisons being thrown out here, and I think this is a fun one for you, given that you're an LSU fan, but a lot of comparisons being made between this Indiana team and the 2019 LSU team. So, little hiatus. What are your thoughts on that
Yeah.
proposition?
Yeah, I have seen some of that, and I saw a direct comparison of Mendoza and Burrow's stats. And Burrow's cleared. Come on now.
I
He had
agree.
like, and it was by a lot. Like their completion percentage, things like that, were very similar. But I mean, he had like 12 more touchdowns, same amount of turnovers. Like it was just definitely better from Burrow. But as far as the teams as a whole, I mean, they're pretty damn dominant, and I'm ready to concede at least for this year. The Big Ten is where it's at, and he's
Oh
doing
yeah.
it in that conference. So, yeah, it's remarkable. It's an amazing team. I wouldn't say it's quite LSU level. Uh, 2019 LSU, of
I
course.
was gonna say, let's
Yeah,
clarify. Yeah.
gotta clarify that. Yeah, we're in a bad place right now. I think it's more reminiscent of the Georgia teams that we've seen recently, where they're dominating, the trenches. It's not necessarily skill and flash, and like LSU was almost like Pac-12 style. Like remember when the Pac-12 existed and and how how the offense was for those teams. Like LSU was more like that. Like it was flashy, big plays. Certainly had good good players in the trenches. I mean SEC, but yeah, I think they were more reminiscent of that. But Indiana is more of like a a pound and just kind of beat the shit out of you. So I would say they're more similar to the Georgia team, but I think LSU's coming up just because of the way they've dominated the scoreboards, how they're showing. Like, I mean, they're putting up numbers for sure. But yeah, I would definitely give the nod to LSU, and I don't even think I'm biased for doing that. That team was remarkable. But yeah, Indiana certainly fun to watch, and I was just amazed with how they played given their time off. I mean, we rough mathed it. It was damn near a month, right? Like that's a
It's
long ass
close.
time.
Yeah.
And yeah, for them to come out and play this way, I mean, I'm right with you. I think they got the best coach in the nation, and they had the Heisman winning quarterback this year. I think a lot in due part to what's around him, but yeah, it's a scary good team, and yeah, I'm just very excited for the championship and honestly just the future of Indiana and see if this can be replicated.
I don't
And
love that.
yeah, I think it might though because I mean we're giving a lot of credit to the coach there, and he's not going to go anywhere. So
I know. They
yeah,
just signed him
it's
another
probably gonna
long-term
it's probably
deal.
gonna be a thing.
His recruits are
It's
only going to
just
get better with them
right.
continuing
It's
to
gonna be a
win.
thing. Yeah.
I
It's
really
gonna be
don't
a
love
thing.
that.
The
Just
question is
another.
it going to be a 5 year thing, 10 year thing, forever thing? I mean, who knows? Like if this is the next Bama and this is our next Saban, like holy shit, watch out. But I don't know if we can jump to that just yet. But two really good seasons in a row, and this season in particular, truly special. And not to speak for you and Alex, but you guys mentioned how just beating Oregon twice was really like the main reason you guys went that way. And to do to beat them the way they did is pretty remarkable. Like I thought they would get it done, but I thought it would be a lot closer than the regular season one and just, a lot of iffiness going on. But this was never in question. They truly dominated, and yeah, it's interesting. I mean, we see Dante Moore is coming back to Oregon now, and after seeing this game, I think he made the right choice. And I also just keep seeing these rumors, and it's tough to think they're not true, but I think he was maybe avoiding the Jets.
I mean, you can understand it. You can
Yeah,
definitely understand that. So he's coming back. He started off this game super rough. I mean, the writing was on the wall after the first offensive play of the game. I mean, guys throws a pick six, terrible read. It was a
yeah,
good jump, but you could see all the way that D-back was expecting that throw to start that game. He was so ready for it. So Dante Moore, good decision. I agree to come back. Interesting. Dylan Raiola also transferring to Oregon from Nebraska. So I'm kind of curious to see what he does. I think it's likely he takes a similar approach to what Dante Moore did, where he'll either be comfortable sitting as a backup or even fully redshirt next year. To let
yeah,
Dante Moore play his last year, and then Raiola gets the year after that. That's what Moore did for Dylan Gabriel. So I'm
yeah,
kind of curious to see how that dynamic works out, but also kind of crazy that Oregon's got the cash to just go out and pay $4 million or whatever it is to a backup quarterback, maybe even a
yeah,
quarterback that's going to redshirt. Are you kidding me? That's
yeah.
ridiculous work.
Well, and it's incredibly wild for them to do this before Moore has made a decision. Like, and clearly they didn't feel him out at all because if you even think he might come back, why are you making this move? So yeah, it's puzzling, but I think you're on to something there. Like they maybe have talked that over with him that he's willing to take the back seat for a year. And I wouldn't be shocked if he is. I mean, you just said it, 4 mil. Come on now. I'll sit on the bench for
A
that.
backup college quarterback making
Yeah.
$4 million.
I mean,
dollars.
no rush to enter the league these days at all, especially at that position. Because, I mean, I think, believe it or not, there are more people like us that just get horny on quarterback development. And it doesn't seem that way. We see all these bad teams rush their rookies into playing in the NFL. But yeah, I think staying another year, getting good development, putting yourself in a good program, a program that's, proven to put quarterbacks in the league. I think it's a strong move. But yeah, it's certainly a puzzling one as far as the money. Like, why would you spend that kind of money on a backup
Yeah, so
role?
they got
But
Phil Knight, bro. That's all that matters. They have to just be rolling in it for that program. They got Mr.
right,
Nike. So there's
that's
that.
true.
But I do want to ask you, what did you think of Signetti's decision to keep his starters out there for practically the entire game, especially that last half of the fourth quarter when it was definitely wrapped up and Mendoza and them were still rolling out there and still playing. What were your thoughts
Yeah,
about that?
yeah, I don't love it. I mean, we know it only takes one play for something catastrophic to happen, and you're playing for a lot, man. I mean, it's the title game next, so yeah, it's puzzling move for sure, but I don't know. I mean, the players want to play,
Yeah.
and they are just kids, and you kind of take the moment away, I guess, when you sit them down. But I mean, they already did it, and then you're just safe. I mean, if it's me, I'm definitely pulling them. If that's your question, but
No,
I
I
can
agree.
see I could see why you would let them play too at this level. I mean, it's not the investment, what you're investing in the players doesn't go as far as the NFL. Um, so I get it. Like, you're not as scared for something detrimental to happen. I mean, a lot of these guys are gone after this year, so I can see letting them savor every moment. And I feel like a lot of times too, especially in college in a situation like this, like, how are you gonna tell the senior no?
Yeah.
Like, he wants to be out there. I don't know. I think they just have a little more power than players in the NFL when it comes to decisions about their body and things like that.
No, that's totally fair. And last thing I'll say on this Indiana team before we move on to the other college football playoff semifinal game is I think part of the reason that I've been a little harsh on them, and I honestly fully believed it for a while, but maybe should have come to light a little bit sooner, is as a Penn State fan, this is really hard to watch. It's really hard to watch a team that was shit,
Yeah.
complete and utter shit before Kurt Signetti came here. Come here and bring in a bunch of, as I said, mostly 2 and 3 stars, a couple 4 stars, and just dominate the entirety of college football.
Yeah.
And then you've got a Penn State who just can't ever get over the hump, and we're about to watch Indiana win a college football national championship more than likely.
Yeah.
Like it is ridiculous. It's
That
it's
is
the point
tough,
where I've
but
been using the word embarrassing. It makes it
yeah.
embarrassing.
Yeah, that's a very fair point, but I will say it's kind of double-edged, right? Like, LSU, Penn State aren't that far out if, if you can turn it around with a bunch of 3 stars and a good coach just like that. But yeah, it certainly sucks, and I would have the same feelings if this was going on in the SEC, and kind of do. Like, it annoys me, like Texas, the way they finished, that upset me for sure. Like, I thought they were down and out, and I loved it. And I know you were picking up on that too, because I was even doing it with the Big Ten. Like, these new teams that just came over in the last few years, I liked them struggling. I liked them not adapting to the Big Ten or SEC ways. Like, I've really enjoyed that. But a lot of them have already adapted, and now you have bottom of the Big Ten teams like Indiana thriving. Like, yeah, it's weird. It's craziness right now. Um, but it's a great time to be a team like Indiana, because these are pivotal years in something that's completely new in college football with the NIL and everything else. And that's why I mentioned, like, is this a 5-year thing, 10-year
I mean,
thing? Like, who knows? Because
that's a great
the
point.
way you can, like, we don't know. Like, we don't know how retention's going to look like over a long period of time. Granted, I mean, these kids can't play forever in college, but I'm curious to see that. Like, is anybody going to leave Indiana? Why would you? Probably not. The players are going to want to play there. And then you get there, you realize your coach is the freaking G, and you just stay. And then next thing you know, you're a farm. You're the next Georgia. You're the next Bama. And yeah, it's scary. And then there's teams like ours, Penn State and LSU, that have gone downward, and it's scary because are you ever going to be able to get back in the mix? Like, you are now behind in something that's new. Can you become relevant again. And for both our cases, I think we will. I mean, we're major schools. I think we'll be okay, but time frame, no clue. I mean, we talked about that last week. We both kind of think it's gonna be a down year for our squads next year, but how long? Is it really just a 1 year thing? Because if Indiana does this again next year, and Georgia's Georgia again, Ohio State's Ohio State again, and all of this, and it's like you're just behind, and that terrifies me. But who knows? Because I think to your point, it's so quick to turn around. But it's just with
I
Indiana
think
doing that at the new alignment of all this new shit in college football, that's what scares me.
I mean, I think you made a great point earlier, just saying how the timing was so crucial here. Because I think for schools like Penn State and LSU, they have the following and the money that they will more than likely turn it around. But
Hmm.
let's live in fantasy land again and say Indiana didn't have these last 2 years with the NIL landscape that we have today. They may never, ever have been a relevant team because they would have
Oh
never
yeah,
had any money pouring into the football team. Now they're going to have a ton of money and support.
yep,
If Mark Cuban's coming out and bringing out the coffers to pay for some stuff for their athletics department now. So them
yep,
doing it this at this time was crucial for them. And that's why I think
totally,
unfortunately they will continue to be a powerhouse in college football for the foreseeable future at least because they've got the following at the right time. Their big
yep,
money alum are coming out and supporting and throwing money towards the athletic department's way, and that's because of what they've done on the football field in the last 2 years. If they don't do this, I think they remain irrelevant for likely forever, just because of the
yeah,
NIL landscape. There are going to be soon enough, and this is sad. I don't think there are going to be any more Cinderella stories in college football. It is going to be the usual suspects always because of how NIL works. So very important for Indiana to do this when they did.
yeah. It's certainly going to be tough for underdogs now, because like I said, you're just behind, and then if you do have a spark, like it's got to get funneled. Like you have to your Nike, the developer of Nike has to have graduated from your school and starts funding it or whatever. Like you need almost a miracle to happen, but there's nothing new in sports. Like there's always factors that help determine an outcome. Like, I mean, you could have a hell of a player and then he gets drafted by the Browns and there he goes. But you could have a player who, gets hurt, so then he gets picked in the third round, and Andy Reid gets him with the Chiefs and develops him, and he's amazing. Like, there's so much things that are out of your control, and timing is one of those things. And yeah, it worked out for Indiana, but I think you're right. Like teams that are buried will probably be buried. Like Big Ten, like Maryland, Rutgers are probably never going to get over the hump. SEC, like Mississippi State, was down at the wrong time. Like they've had years in the past where they were good, down at the wrong
Dak
time, and
years.
I wonder if they'll ever. Yeah, it was that years, but wonder if they'll ever bounce back. I would argue Fletcher Cox years, but that's just
Okay.
me.
Throwing all the way back there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But fair.
But yeah, timing very important.
Yep. No, totally true. Let's get to this other semifinal game here. We
Yeah,
got
let's do it.
Miami and
This
Ole
one
Miss.
friggin' pissed me off, dude. Win against the gut. Ah. It's literally like 95% to this point doing these pods with you. If I freaking switch my mind, I'm wrong 95% of the time.
I
And
didn't
it
know you
happened
switched
here.
on this one. I
I
did not
did.
know.
Yep, I did. And I think I just switched to my heart instead of my gut because I really wanted, which is weird. LSU guy, we got Lane Kiffin, and I want Ole Miss to win, like, because I'm mad at Lane Kiffin for some reason. Like, I don't know. It just doesn't, I don't make sense. But yeah, 6 seed Ole Miss took on 10 ranked Miami. And if you couldn't put two and two together, Miami won the game. It was 31-27. However, the score does not reflect what went down here because I feel like Miami had this thing easy peas. There's a lot of crucial mistakes at wrong times and really kept Ole Miss in this one. I think they could have put them away a while ago and, ended up coming down to the end. I mean, Miami scored with what, friggin' 30 seconds left or something to take the lead.
Yep.
So Yeah, it came down in the end, but curious if you feel the same way. Like I feel like this game was all Miami's for a long time, and they just kept Ole Miss in it with their own errors.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that, but I can definitely see why some people might push back because this game was close for the entire 60 minutes score
It
wise. It,
was,
it
I
it kept
know.
going back and forth, back and forth, back and
Yeah,
forth, back and forth. And by definition, that really just feels like anyone's game at this point. No one
yeah,
ever pulled away. No one ever had to come back. Miami didn't put it all together. So I, I
yep,
I think there's an argument to be made that that is just Miami. That could just be Miami, and they ended up doing enough to win this one. Another team that is a little bit of a callback to our NFL episode. Give it a view. A team that had the ball with under 2 minutes and went to successfully score, unlike the Philadelphia Eagles. But
right.
I had to get that jab in there. It just felt
Uh,
appropriate.
the only
But
Eagles I want to hear about is Boston College. This is a college episode.
Boston College
Yeah,
had that one
let's talk
ready.
about them.
Would prefer that to any Philly talk right now. But yeah, I think there's an argument to be made that this might just be Miami and what to expect from them. And we
Yeah,
saw a lot of those mistakes. We kind of talked about it a lot, last week. Carson Beck has been better, but he hasn't
yeah,
been great either. You kind of saw a lot of that in this game. He threw a
yeah. I
lot
would
of
agree.
hospital balls, but he put up a
Yeah,
decent stat line and he scored the
yeah.
winning touchdown. So I don't know if I'm fully on board. I definitely see where you're coming from. I thought Miami was the better team if you were sitting down and watching the whole game. But
Mm,
the game itself just really felt like anyone's at any point. It was so
yeah.
back and
Well,
forth all game.
that's exactly why I asked you, like, if you agreed, because I know it's weird. Because you're right, it went back and forth, but I just really felt like Miami was so much better, and I also don't know why they ever stopped running the ball either.
Fletcher was going crazy. Such a good
Like,
game from
my
him.
goodness, scary look for the SEC, dude. We were king of trench, and now not even Big Ten, but ACC is out trenching you. That is a problem. But yeah, and I also want to add too. I like that Ole Miss didn't completely lose their coaching staff in this one, because that was a fear of ours when we filmed last week. Like, who's even going to coach this game? But they did have their OC all year, and he was there, and he kind of led the show there, which was cool. I like that, not everyone up and left on him. Which I don't know if that's Ole Miss decision, coach's decision, or what. I'm not pointing any blame, but I like that the players had some familiarity. Um, but yeah, Miami just looked a lot better, and that's with Beck, like you said, given kind of a mixed bag. Like he really is. Like, he's really good at moments, and he's pretty dang bad in others, but gets the
I
job
would
done
agree.
here. And now they're playing a home game for the chip,
They are
which is
playing a
also cool.
literal home game. Yep.
Yeah,
That's the one thing I think that gives Miami any sort of chance here against
right.
Indiana. I'm just gonna jump right into it. This matchup here, 10 Miami, which little sidebar here. Miami has absolutely shown they were the right decision over Notre Dame. I'll tell you that.
Yes.
There
Good
are no
callback.
questions
Good
asked.
callback. Because it's
Yeah.
been, I feel, way too long, and we probably even threw a dig in last week, but it's just not right if we're not roasting Notre Dame on
Yeah.
this pod.
And social media been quiet about it too.
Yeah.
Absolutely no mention. No
Yeah.
mention like there was
Well, and
such
the
an
reason
uproar.
why you're saying what you're saying, let's just really spell it out for them. No way in hell Notre Dame is doing what Miami has done in this
Yes.
college playoff.
100%. They're
Yeah.
losing to Ohio State, man. That's what's
Oh
happening. They're
yeah.
they're not even getting to
Damn
this
right.
game. Yeah.
They might not even get
So
to the Ohio State game.
that's a fair point, honestly. Um, but yeah, so jumping into the final here, I have no reason to believe that anything else will happen other than Indiana rolling and absolutely destroying Miami. The glimmers of hope are Miami's defensive line is pretty damn good. So
Yeah.
that's
Just a
that's a
good
positive.
defense, really. But yeah,
Yeah.
the D line in particular is phenomenal.
Yeah. As you noted, this is in Miami. That that's a big thing.
Yeah.
Indiana's not particularly close to Miami, so that's a
Yep.
part. They will obviously have fans travel. It's the national championship. It's like their
Oh yeah.
first time ever in this situation. People will travel, but it is a true home game for Miami, and I think that matters a little bit. Big question mark, what kind of Carson Beck do we get? If Carson Beck isn't flawless, I think they have
Yeah.
no chance.
Yeah.
He
You're
needs to
right.
be truly flawless to
You're
beat
right.
this Indiana team the way that they're playing. I mean, hanging 50 on
Because that's
Alabama,
what
hanging 50 on Oregon. Like,
right.
whew,
And because that's what Indiana is. They are flawless. And that's why we're giving so much credit to the coach too. Like the way he has these guys playing, it's insane. They
it's
are
nuts.
so good and they're so clean and they don't do anything dangerous. And may I just say, the back shoulder throws were getting me stiff.
They were good, but
I get
also let's
sorry,
give
dude.
credit. Let's give credit to those Indiana receivers.
Oh
Surratt
yeah,
specifically
yeah,
is a
yeah.
freaking baller. Oh
Right,
my
right.
goodness.
And thank you for
Crazy
clarifying that
grabs.
because that was not a full Mendoza praise. The receivers made some great catches on those too, but man, I love back shoulder. And I don't want to talk NFL. I already made my Boston College joke, but holy crap, do I miss back shoulder throws with the Birds, man? Didn't see
That's
it at
so
all
fair. That's
with
so
all
fair.
them
And we don't.
curl routes too. Interesting.
Yeah,
You
and I
saw
feel
that?
like yeah. Oh man. I feel like we don't talk a lot about betting on this pod, and that's a bit intentional, but this one I do want to call here. Like I couldn't believe, I don't even know if the line's the same. I haven't looked, but when the lines opened, it was only Indiana by 7.5. That was the
Wow.
line for this game. If I'm in a legal
Wow.
betting state, I definitely would have been slamming that shit. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And they just beat Indiana and Alabama and Oregon by like 70 combined.
Yeah.
What reason do we have to believe that this Miami team's gonna hold them within a touchdown? I don't know. I don't know. But that just segues into like, yeah, I got Indiana in this one.
Yeah.
I
You
have to.
do. Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
have
I
to.
do as well. I mean, how could you not? But yeah, I mean, Miami, amazing run. I mean, maybe there's a little magic left, but I think you nailed it. They have to be perfect, and that's the problem because as we discussed, we don't think Beck is perfect. We don't think he's capable. We don't think he will be, and that's what's needed. I do want them to run the ball more. So, like I said, I think if they do a little bit more of that, that Ole Miss game is a lot less stressful as well as make less mistakes. Both of which they're going to need to do to have a shot against Indiana. No mistakes, control the ball, time of possession, all that good stuff. And they need the best performance of the year from an outstanding defense. They just got to do it one more time, little extra pizzazz, and they got to do it against a really good team. But they get to do it at home.
That's true.
So
I mean, if they're
maybe it's
able
not
to get
so open and shut, but just going pure talent, I think that's why we're thinking Indiana rolls away with this thing. But as we know, there's other factors.
see, that's the crazy thing. I think if we're going pure talent, I'm buying Miami all day. Seriously.
Well, yeah,
Honestly.
they have
But
more than 3-star recruits throughout their roster, so I see what you
yeah,
mean. But I say talent just based on result. I should have used a different
that's
word,
fair.
but that's kind of what I was getting at was just how I don't know how complete this Indiana team is.
I think the true key that gives Miami a chance to win this game is, can they consistently pressure Fernando Mendoza? My biggest takeaway from the Penn State Indiana game, which by the way, Penn State, as I said last week, one of the closest, if not the closest games Indiana had to play this year, even a down
Yeah,
year, it gives me
yep,
hope, is
for
they
real.
pressured Mendoza all game long, and he struggled because of it, and he only went off at the end because we went into prevent. If Miami is able to beat this Indiana offensive line and consistently put pressure on Mendoza, I think that gives them a genuine chance here. I think is the
Yeah,
most important thing for Miami.
Also, side note, just stop freaking going into prevent when it drives me nuts when teams do that.
It's
Don't go to
ridiculous.
prevent when you've played in a phenomenal defensive game, not in prevent. Drives me nuts. But yeah, I mean, yeah, there's hope here. Miami is really talented, but I'm certainly not picking against Indiana.
I can't.
All we can do is hope for a banger, and hopefully we
That's
get it
true.
because we're staying up late on a Monday night again.
That's true. That's true. Last Monday night for a while though. And I'll be
That's
honest, I've
true.
been thinking about this. I really can't decide who I want to win this game. Like it would be really cool for Indiana fans and the school and everything, but I mentioned the whole Penn State stuff earlier. I
Yeah,
really don't love that, and it just would make me get more in my feels about Penn State and their struggles, so I don't love that. But Miami's like they had their time in the sun in the late '90s and the early 2000s. They've been here, they've done this, and sure they've
yeah,
struggled for a while, and you could consider this their comeback story, but they've already had this. They've had their time in the sun, so I really don't know who I want to win this
yeah.
game either.
And that's kind of the beauty of it all. Like it's cool either way. It's not Ohio State. It's not
Thank
Alabama.
God for
It's not
that.
Georgia. It's not Clemson. Like it's something new, and it's either, like you said, a team that's done it before, but not recently, but they're very much so an underdog and have been throughout the playoffs. We love underdogs. We're not going to have a problem with that. Or it's something new, and that's with Indiana. And yeah, it's a one seed, but it's new. It's brand new. And I'm sure we'll hate them in due time because I feel like your fear as a Penn Stater and all that, that's going to happen regardless of the outcome of this game. I think they've already done enough and have done it for 2 years now where, I mean, recruits are going to start to flow, transfers are going to happen, and coach is going to stay, and it's going to be a whole thing regardless. Um, but yeah, we will hate Indiana, but we don't hate them yet, or I don't at least. So I'm happy either way. Like I said, I just want a good game, and that's kind of my main fear is that we're not even going to have that because Indiana's just plays so perfect. It's insane to watch.
It's poetry in motion, man. There's really no
Yeah,
other way
it
to
really
describe
is.
it.
It's it is. It's art, man. It's crazy. Like
Yeah.
football, like I like to think it's a game of chance and like all this weird shit can happen, and especially in college, like we say it all the time, these are kids, like you never know what you're gonna get. But it seems like you do when it comes to Indiana.
To be fair, they are like mostly 24, 25-year olds. So there is
Yeah.
that too. They are a
Yeah.
very old college team.
Yeah.
Very, very old. But
Maybe there's something
with
there
that,
too.
that maybe, you know, get those 6th and 7th year guys. That's becoming way
Yeah.
more common in college these days. So,
Yeah, they're grown ass
well,
men.
they are. They are. But all right. With that, that wraps up our second to last college
Uh,
recap pick episode of the year. We've got one more following the championship next week, which we're really looking forward to. If you can't tell, we think that game will be great. Hopefully, at least good, but
yeah,
hopefully
we're
great.
hopeful.
Yeah, lot to be determined there, but love and appreciate you all that listened in, and we'll be back with you next week.
Letter PCC.